Welcome.
Welcome.
It is episode 12.
Damn.
Maybe we should just skip to 13 because fuck 12. You know what I'm saying?
How long you been waiting on that one?
I haven't. That came to me as soon as I said episode 12.
Damn. Yeah. That's impressive.
So episode 13. What you been up to this last week?
Man. Actually, really, literally just working. It's like I've had to work literally every day since we last recorded.
Yeah, I remember when you showed me your schedule last week and you had to work every single day.
I was like, this is just a load of bullshit. But, we're on the back end now, done. I'm going to work for a couple days. So
hey, good shit. Good shit.
We're going to be chilling.
That's nice. I went to Omaha this week.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. I went to the zoo, which... I
saw your pictures.
Yeah, I love animals. Yeah, I've got some beef with Twitter.
What is that? So, like, what?
No idea. My Twitter got suspended.
Did they send you an email, anything? They just
got suspended. I did the whole process where if you do an appeal and stuff, and I did the appeal, and they were like, sorry, account suspended. And I was like, all right, fuck y'all, man.
Fuck Twitter, fuck 12.
So, I made a new one.
Yep, we're back at it.
For now, it's at Koro Blooming instead of Koro Bloom.
Not as cool.
Not as cool at all, because I can't take that username back.
Yeah, you can't. That is bullshit.
It's really annoying.
They're gonna give you your account. You had a lot of followers too.
I had like 550.
Yeah, that's decent.
I was doing. Obviously, I'm not out here.
Yeah,
I had 500 followers, but now I gotta start over.
Damn,
I got this shit I had Twitter 5 years ago.
It's gonna be rough.
But
here's to the comeback.
Yeah, we keep grinding. But Omaha, I went to Omaha and I went to the zoo, and probably gonna be a while before I go back to a zoo ever again.
Yeah, I've never been to a zoo. Honestly, never felt any compulsion to go to a zoo.
Yeah, I went because my family.
Okay.
I have family in Omaha, so a tradition we used to have is we'd go to Omaha, we go to the zoo, we go to the College World Series, and a few weeks back when I was up there and went to the College World Series, we were gonna go to the zoo, but we didn't. And ever since, I don't know, I haven't been to the zoo in 10 years, and my perspective on zoos has changed a lot. Not a fan. Not a huge fan of zoos.
Yeah, it just doesn't look you
it
realize
made me
what
sad.
you're looking at, and you're
it made
just
me really sad.
Damn.
Dude, I was at the gorilla exhibit, and there was a gorilla sitting with his back against the glass, and I mean, obviously, gorillas always have that pouty look on their face, but he looked sad as fuck, and all these kids are sitting behind him banging on the fucking glass.
Oh my God.
And I look at my mom and I go, "See all those kids hitting the glass?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "I would love to go over there and hit every one of them in the face." Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
They're 6.
Goddamn. Well, they gotta learn. They got somebody.
Yeah, I
teach
know.
them.
I mean, obviously, I didn't go hit the kids, but
shame.
I was tempted.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with a gorilla like that.
Wow.
If he's not turning around looking at you, he doesn't want to turn around and
That's
look at you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and there was a penguin exhibit in Omaha, Nebraska.
Was Batman there?
Penguins? No. You got to keep the penguins in the Arctic.
Were they cold or were they hot? Was it?
Oh
cold
no!
in the
I mean,
area?
it was freezing.
Okay.
In there, but I mean, still.
Yeah. It's a zoo. Capitalism makes money.
It's just it's hard because I love the animals.
I don't understand it's kind of weird, that fascination that humans have with taming and
hunting,
kind of domesticating
animals,
wild animals. Yeah.
It's interesting to me, but my brother actually asked me while we were in Omaha how dogs became dogs. He was like, "Why do we have dogs? Why do they listen to us? Why do we And what he was too young to know what he was asking is, why are dogs domesticated?
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah.
I just tried to explain to him thousands of years ago, a wolf was walking up to the homies and was like, "Yo, what's up?" And they were like, "Yo, let's keep this thing." And then it just spiraled.
Yeah, that's literally how it happened.
Now we've got corgis.
Now we've got corgis.
And he goes, "So wolves are dogs?" And I was like, basically, but don't fuck with a wolf.
Yeah,
don't fuck with a wolf, buddy.
I promise they won't lick your hand.
But yeah, I had a pretty good time. Regardless of what a zoo is, it's still cool to go and see the animals. Like, I got to see the giraffes, which I really fuck with giraffes. They might be my favorite animal.
Giraffes are cool. What's the bar? It was like, watch your neck because I'm coming for something. It was on. I think it was one of the XXL freestyles.
I was thinking you were talking about YB and Cordae.
Was it him?
I feel like it was.
Damn, I can't remember the line.
I can't either, but I digress. Saw the elephants, which is always dope, but the elephants were inside.
How do you eat elephant, huh? That was a joke in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
It was like, you're just going to tell us this? And he's just like, well, how do you eat elephant?
Yeah, I remember in Game of Thrones when Cersei was really disappointed about there not being elephants with the Golden Company.
Oh, yeah.
She was like,
flying
I
elephants.
was told you had elephants. And they were like, no, we can't.
Nah.
See, elephants can't fit on our ships. And Cersei was like, but I wanted the elephants.
Yeah, Cersei's wild.
Cersei's wild. But yeah, you know, I love the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working on Flash again.
Yeah, I've heard.
I wrapped up Supergirl last week too.
Yeah.
Love the Arrowverse.
How many seasons of Supergirl are there?
There's 4 on Netflix.
I always thought there was 3 for some reason. Like, I've seen all of them, but I thought I'd seen 3, but then I was thinking about, like, the way I think of seasons of shows as big bads, you, like, kind of just, like,
yeah. So do I.
thing,
That's what I do.
Which is becoming difficult with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
there's
is
literally,
difficult.
like, 2 each season, and
There
I'm
is
just
always, because the way they do things is their problems start, like, in the middle of the season prior.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, because, you know, there's, like, mid-season finales for network TV shows, so that's, like, when a new problem presents itself for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they don't really solve that problem until the next mid-season finale.
Exactly. Which is,
so it's all really,
really
complex, and it's hard to follow, but it's wildly entertaining.
It is, yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the most high-octane, crazy production television show I've ever watched.
That shit, I did not expect it to go anywhere where it went, near where it went.
Tavares is caught up
to
a certain point. It's to season 5 now.
Yeah. Where was I? When did I start it? Like
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, probably.
But yeah, season 5 when they travel to the future.
Yeah, that was literally,
that was the twist. I was like, that's when I was like, yeah, what the fuck?
And this the whole thing was set up so. We're getting really far off topic here, but
that's
like,
just the intro. We don't have a topic.
Yeah, fuck it. But like literally, the thing was. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna get arrested. They're eating at a diner. Like, oh, the whole team's here. We have.
I know. I was like, oh, that's sweet. They're like accepting their fate. They're like, you know what, this is it for us.
Exactly.
And then they got kidnapped, and a monolith was like, psych, bitch.
I know. They all like look up and they're like,
let's go to 2200.
It's just like an open monolith, like nothing protecting them.
All of them look. They're like, oh man.
Shit.
Oh.
That was a dope ass looking monolith though.
It was. The monoliths are they're creepy as fuck.
They are.
It's weird. I've never been startled at the sight of a stone.
Me either. But
like you look at them and you're a little uneasy, like, and it's because of the show. It's not.
It is, yeah.
The stones alone are dope.
I'm interested to find out how they get back.
It's a journey, man.
It's a journey.
I'm excited.
Are they out? Just like how long are they in the future?
Not the entire season.
Okay.
I think they'll make it back. I think that's the mid-season thing that they do. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you're in for it, man.
All right. I'll probably get there soon. Today. Tomorrow. Maybe. Like
roll the tape.
You have now entered the Penny Bloom Podcast, hosted by none other than Colton Robinson and Tavares Pennington. I hope you are prepared for a show unlike any that you've ever seen before. Or heard, I guess it's a podcast. So you aren't going to see anything.
So the first thing we want to discuss today is CW's Arrowverse, the DC television shows.
Yes.
What was the first of the Arrowverse that you watched?
Definitely the Flash.
Flash?
Think. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was Arrow. I watched Arrow first.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd seen an episode of it, but it was like at the time when Arrow first came out, I was just too young to really understand it. Mm-hmm. It was because it's like the Arrow's so much different than any other
dark
CW
show.
Arrowverse show. I mean, Arrow. the Arrow is different than any other Arrowverse show, even though it's like it's
universe, like the pinnacle of
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like it is so like dark and gritty and political that I was just kind of like not interested at first.
Yeah, and like the reason for that, I think, is that like he's the human one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like Flash, he's got superpowers, Supergirl's got superpowers,
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow are just traveling through time anytime they want, but Arrow's just a dude who was on an island for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And they make that very, very, very clear.
Yeah, they're like, every episode, guess what? He was on a fucking island.
He was on a fucking island.
And then, guess what? He wasn't on that island the entire time.
Yeah.
But he goes back to the island.
Often.
But yeah, I love I love all these shows. Like,
Yeah.
they're all so
The only
so
one
good.
that I haven't seen any of is Legends of Tomorrow.
I watched the first couple seasons.
Okay.
When those were the only two available on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And so the progression went Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends. And Supergirl and Legends were kind of like at the same time,
Yeah.
I think, that they came out. But I watched Arrow first. And I remember like just immediately being like, holy shit, think I might love Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
And then Felicity Smoke, man.
She sets the bar.
She does set the bar. She is my second favorite non-powered woman. She is a powerful woman. She doesn't have superpowers. Behind Cat Grant. Love Cat Grant.
Cat Grant.
I fucking love Cat Grant.
I honestly like have a love-hate relationship with Cat Grant because sometimes she can just be like fucking rude for no reason.
Oh, dude, sometimes she was just so mean.
Sometimes like she's just badass. Like there's just no other
I
way to
loved
put
her,
it.
dude.
Like I'm just
And
like that's awesome.
I know, and something that Supergirl does more so than any of the other ones is that like every single episode is just like, you know what, we're gonna tug at this heartstring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every episode I'm just like, I'm left before the end, at some point in the episode,
Uh-huh.
I've teared up at least once.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Aw, this is sweet," or "Aw, that's
but
sad."
I also felt like that presented some problems with like the way that they do. Specifically, I don't know about the Legends of Tomorrow, but the Flash and Supergirl, they really do like to like do those like pulling the heartstring moments. So it becomes almost like
We're doing this again.
too predictable.
Yeah.
Like because it's like every time someone has a problem, it's like, all right, who's gonna go talk to him? And I'm like, who really solves problems like this? Who goes, all right, somebody go talk to that person. They need to be talked to. Somebody go talk to him. And like they go talk to him, and then they just get like super emotional
like,
and like
you know,
very quickly, and like I'm just like, this doesn't seem.
Kara,
realistic.
there's no one else. You being from Krypton isn't what makes you a superhero.
It's your compassion. It's your
It's
love.
you being you that makes you a superhero, Kara. And
It's
you're just
not
like,
about-
and you're like, no, it's because she has heat vision. It's because she can shoot shit with her eyes.
It's like-
She can run as fast as the Flash and can lift things that are really heavy.
Yeah, that could sum it up too.
And she flies.
And the reason why I like the Flash a little more than Supergirl is because I feel like when it deals with those sorts of things, it takes it to a level where it's like
A little more real.
How would a superhero realistically have to deal with these sort of human problems? Like it's like with Kara, like she's like an alien. It's kind of like there's no like it's like she's Supergirl. Like I don't know. Like when they just say these things, I'm kind of like. She's
and like
Supergirl.
at your like what's funny is at my core, like while I'm watching all these, all of them are so incredibly cheesy and corny.
Yeah.
But like I don't give a shit. You
Exactly.
know, like
Which is-
they do it well enough to a point where like it's not completely cheesy.
Yeah,
You know?
I hate that like criticism of CW where they're like everything is cheesy, and I'm just like, I mean, it's like it's superheroes.
Yeah, like in superheroes, it's going to be cheesy.
Yeah.
Like with the Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow in specifics, those are some extremely sci-fi shows.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
Supergirl revolves around aliens.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash revolves around metahumans and
Science
people
and
gaining.
technology.
Flash is like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
of the CW.
Yeah.
And then Legends of Tomorrow, they're time traveling. So, like, it's gonna be cheesy. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be. There's no way you're gonna watch these things and be like, "Wow, that's extremely original."
Exactly.
But they manage it well enough to where it feels really, really natural and organic, and the progression of things feels correct, and that's important for these shows.
Yeah, I think it is too. These shows also do really well with kind of, well, in some cases they can fuck up, but most cases they do really well with kind of stretching that story out, like the story out to 22 episodes or however long the seasons are, without making it seem like,
because that's difficult.
Gosh,
I'd never really thought about how hard it is to write a 22 episode season of a 45-minute television show.
Exactly.
You know how much work those writers are doing?
That's what I'm
because
saying.
A lot of those people work on all of these shows.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of the same people working on The Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl, and all of them.
Exactly.
So, like, these people have their work cut out for them. Like, they are doing shit. It is not easy.
Yeah.
So when you see these, like, overlapping, like, tropes and, like, stuff like that, it's because it's difficult. Like,
yeah, it has to get mechanical, like, at some point. Otherwise, they just wouldn't be able to put out like good enough content. Like,
exactly.
They have to just like create a formula basically, and like dump things into the formula and see what comes out.
My biggest complaint about any of the shows was the way they kind of recycle storylines a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like crazy, but like they do it enough to where you're like, this is basically the same thing that happened a season ago.
That's why,
like with season 1 and 2 of The Flash. Loved season 1. Season 1 is one of my favorite seasons of television, and season 2 still great, still great television. But like Zoom is just the same villain as Reverse Flash,
exactly,
with the exact same premise. He was a guy who betrayed them.
Yeah.
So like, it's. I was like, you know what? Okay. I'll accept it.
Exactly.
And then season 3, not a ton difference. the twist there is just that it is him. You know?
Season 3 was upsetting to me. I will not lie. The first time I watched it, I remember I was in high school at that time, so I was still just like watching like the shows when they come out week by week, and I was just like, season 3, this is getting kind of repetitive.
Yeah, and like I'm on season 3 right now, and I'm at a point where I'm like, on rewatch, I'm enjoying it more. Because the first time I watched it, I didn't understand the Flashpoint nonsense. I was like, well, I did understand it, but I was kind of like, why did we go this route? Because like the entire time I was just like, God, why is Barry Allen so fucking stupid?
I know, you really go through the cycles with these characters.
You really do, because like he was like sitting there with Iris on the front porch in the season 2 finale or something, and he was like, she told him like, go do whatever you have to. I'll be here for you when you get back. I'll wait. And he was like, okay.
All right.
He was like, all right, going back in time. and I was like, no.
But it's like, you understand.
Oh, you obviously do. He was just saving his parents. You can't blame him for that.
And he had just lost his dad after he got him back.
I get it. And that's like...
Yeah. And
so like, during that moment, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, Barry. And then like, right now, we're at a point in season 3 where Cisco's finding out that his brother wasn't dead. Yeah. In the original timeline. And Cisco's real pissed at him. I'm like, come on, man. You'd have done the same thing.
That was the number one thing that irked me with The Flash, mostly with season 3 too, was just how different they completely upended all of the dynamics between Team Flash between season 2 and
but
3.
like in a way that is the new thing that they brought into this season. Like the problem was more intrinsic than it was.
That's what the
previously.
Whole season speaks to.
It's them having to figure out how to come together.
Yeah. And I just hate it. Like, I want to see Barry and Cisco, like, joking around and, like, being, like, buddies and shit. I don't want to see Cisco being fucking depressed all the time.
Dude, Cisco's sad is heartbreaking. It's like Fitz sad, but, like...
Oh, my God.
But, like, not quite as bad.
Fitz isn't, like, happy-go-lucky.
Exactly. Like, so, like, when you see Fitz in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sad, you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
This poor guy.
I know.
He's been through it all.
He's so just, like, straight-faced now and shit, and just, like... To the point.
But like Cisco, he's always just been this happy-go-lucky dude, and then like his brother's dead, and all of a sudden he's like, I mean, I get it, but like all of a sudden he's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah, it's kind of sucky. But that was like part of the reason why I think season 3 kind of fell on its face, was just like it was a lot of change and it was so repetitive, and it was like.
That's why I'm thinking I'll probably be able to enjoy it more on rewatch.
Yeah, and there are a lot of good one-off episodes in season 3 that I forget about. So.
I was just watching the Dominators episode with the alien invasion.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of sucks when you're binging these series because you can't.
You don't
I don't know where to find it. Like
Yeah.
I know it's on these other series, but I don't want to go clicking through.
It's usually
episodes.
around episode 9 or 10. I want to say for each.
Yeah,
show.
but I also don't know what season, so it's just ultimately it comes down to me being too lazy to take 10 minutes to search for it.
Yeah.
But like. That episode was wildly entertaining, and those episodes when you watch them consecutively, like the Dominator and the team up
Was
stuff.
that the one where you got the message from the future?
Yes.
Okay. That one was.
Yeah, and when you watch those like back to back to back, that's cool because it's like they wrote a fucking movie, like just because they could. Like I think that's fun. Like when they do shit like that, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it is too. Those are the team ups are really like interesting. It's like the best crack at fucking what's it? Goddamn Justice League, even though it's not the real Justice League.
I caught something at like the end of season 1 in The Flash where Gideon is talking to Barry.
Yeah, they do that a lot, and like it exists in that universe. Obviously, it just doesn't.
Yeah,
exist
because he's like, "Do you know who I am?" She goes, "Of course, you're Barry Allen, the Flash, the founder of." And then he goes, "Whoa, wait," and I was like, "What's he the founder of?" I was like, "What did he found? Is she about to say Justice League?" Because I feel like that's definitely where that was going.
Yeah, no, it definitely goes in that direction. This is kind of something that I've always wanted in a TV show, but like we always see the origin story. I know how important the origin stories are. But I want to, like, a TV show, something, like, consistently laid out that shows me, like, the Justice League at its peak.
Yeah,
or,
I get you.
Like, the Avengers at their peak when they're, like, massive and,
like,
you know, like, comic book.
I get you. Yeah, and that's part of why when I first watched The Arrow, I enjoyed it a lot because obviously they spent a lot of time on his origin story, but they bounced back in between him being the badass and him becoming the badass. Like that, they did a good job of that, and they but with the other shows you do watch them become who they are, you know.
Exactly.
And that can get a little repetitive, because like, you know, I was just a couple episodes ago, the Flash was training Jesse Quick.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying the same shit that Oliver did when Oliver was training him. He was like, "All right, so you gotta case it, you gotta go in before and figure out what you're about to do." And he goes, "Oh shit, I'm becoming
He's
Oliver."
He's like, "I'm Oliver." He's like, "Oh, damn."
And I was like, "Ah, that's cool." That's a little callback there, which is like that's nice. And
they like to keep those things like and like that's part of what makes the Arrowverse such an Arrowverse is because like they keep things very contained within the episodes and make a lot of references. And if you watch the other shows, you get rewarded for doing that because like, you understand more of the things that's happening in that universe in its entirety.
What I also like is that the writers unapologetically write shit that you have to watch the other shows to understand.
Oh yeah,
like they're like, sorry, you don't get it, you don't get it.
I'm behind. I don't know what to say.
Which is just a power move, you know. Like, yeah, if you want to get it, you're gonna have to watch all of our other shows.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's dope. What is your favorite dynamic in all of the Arrowverse? Like favorite duo, favorite group? Like, what's your favorite?
I don't know. I mean, I really like the I don't know. I guess I really like the like kind of like Brainy and Wynn character.
I love Brainy and Wynn.
Like just like them with like the position that they fill in Supergirl, I think is really interesting because like they're like they're a lot like Fitz, you know? Like,
yeah, they are.
Yeah, and
like, I'm partial to any Fitz-esque character. Like I love Cisco. I love Brainy and Wynn, and then I love Fitz. So like
exactly. So I'm just like, you know, those are usually the ones that I go with. But just as far as like dynamics between two specific characters, I think that the Flash did a really good job building up Barry and Iris as a couple, and
I could actually debate that because on rewatch, I'm actually not feeling it.
Really?
I'm not.
What?
Well, it's also because I think part of it's because I knew it was coming. Obviously, it's the hindsight. Like,
yeah.
But I don't know. I fucked with Eddie. Fucked with Eddie Thawne.
I actually didn't. I hated Eddie.
I hated Eddie on my first watch. Watched it again. And I knew how he went out. So like I was like, you know what?
I don't even let that
kind
change
of an OG.
me. I just feel like Eddie made that decision because like that was the best thing for him to do in that position. Like,
but he literally killed himself.
But this is
for the benefit of everybody else.
This is after he finds out that he's never gonna marry Iris. and you're
It's a
just
good
like,
point.
this dude literally.
This dude just decided, you know what? I don't marry Iris.
And he's always felt like competitive with Barry, and it's like, why?
With
like,
reason.
Well, but like they grew up together. You can't like. I feel like you got to be a dude. Like when you have that relationship with someone, or if you have a girlfriend who has that relationship with someone, you just can't ever really question it because it's like you either don't trust her or you do.
Yeah.
And like either one calls for certain action. It's kind of like, I mean, I get it, like being a little concerned, but it's like he was like he would get so upset about shit, and I'm just like, dude, like chill. Like
yeah, a little bit. Like have some trust.
But
you know?
I also will say this: I hated Iris up until about season 4. I'm not gonna lie.
Iris. I mean, I don't really have an issue with Iris herself. It's just kind of like, yo, get your guys' shit together, right? Like throughout season 2, the entire time, it was so obvious. They were like,
so obvious.
They were just like, okay, so we get married in the future, and we get married on Earth 2. And then like they'd talk about it, and then they'd both just be like, okay, bye. I'm gonna go date someone else for a second.
Yep. It's like, let me see what Patty's about.
Exactly. And I mean, like,
I kind of miss Patty too.
I fucked with Patty. Really cool. I fucked with Patty.
She was season 2, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was Barry's love interest in season 2, and but like part of the reason that like I never really felt the Barry Iris thing until about season 3 is because throughout season 1, obviously Barry is head over heels for her.
Yeah.
But I don't think the show does a great job of showing that Iris was actually hesitant to marry anybody else or to get with anybody else.
Well, I think they don't really have her go on many dates or anything. Like I can remember her dating Eddie, obviously, and then like she went on a date with her editor guy, didn't she?
Yeah.
But like other than that, I don't think she really messed around with.
Yeah, she didn't. But it was just kind of like, I think it was legitimately just the way the show was written. Like they had to focus on so much other shit that like something they didn't quite get to was showing how Iris felt all the time.
Yeah. And
but like what I was saying, like season 1, Barry was obviously head over heels for Iris. But she was with Eddie, and that was that. Like that was fine. And then Barry kind of got a chance to move on with Patty.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of like, if that would have played out, I'd have been fine with it. And then by the end of season 2, Iris was just like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what, fuck it. Maybe I do love Barry.
Maybe I do love Barry.
Because what kind of sucks for me is that like everything that she says is kind of, well, you know, it says we're supposed to get married in the future, and we did get married on Earth 2, so maybe this is what we're supposed to do. And she never really puts it off like this is exactly what she wants.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. I feel like your problem is with it seems like they just kind of like fell in love too easily, and it was just kind of like, oh, now everything's perfect.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, obviously you're supposed to go into this with the knowledge that like they grew up together. Yeah. Barry's been in love with her for several years. Yeah. Like there's a bigger love story at hand. We just didn't get to see it all play out, and that's kind of why. That's kind of where my disappointment comes.
Yeah, from. I can definitely understand that. That it does feel like because they get so like deep so quickly, and you're just like, damn, y'all been married like half of 2 months.
like it's been a month.
Like y'all like talking some deep shit, but then they're like, I mean, I guess they grew up together.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's another really weird thing to think about. Is that like they grew up kind of brother sister?
Because I don't know what that would be like.
But like not really.
I don't think I know anyone who like grew up with a brother or sister of the opposite gender who was not related to them.
Yeah. One thing I can say is they did a better job on The Flash with that dynamic than they did on The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, so much better.
Dude, the Umbrella Academy's love story was fucking shit.
Yeah. I was like, that is just like, oh, this feels weird.
I know, I was like, you guys seem too brother-sister.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are related.
Yeah. That's why at first I was like, they're not gonna, like...
Wait, no, y'all ain't gonna kiss.
Yeah. I was like, that's not what am I sensing that? I don't know anymore.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a for sure bet.
Yeah, and like, part of the reason that's obviously better in this show is that like Barry didn't move in until he was like 12.
Yeah.
So like, and he was already had a huge crush
Yeah.
So, like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, all right, fuck it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, what other love stories do you think they've done really well in the Arrowverse?
I will tell you the most awkward one.
What's that?
Kara and Win.
Kara and Win is
That was awkward.
that was painful.
That was...
Because I love Win.
Yeah.
And, like, you knew that wasn't going to happen.
Exactly, and you knew, like, he wanted it to happen. You knew she was too, like, Kara to see that it was, you know, coming. And then, like, it happens, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is... Win, prayers up.
God, Win. I love Win.
I love Win, too.
Where'd Win go?
To the future.
I know, but, like, why?
I don't...
Like,
he's
why'd
so
they
smart.
write him off?
He was... What do you mean? Oh.
Like, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got to be busy with something else.
I think they wanted a spot for Brainy, honestly.
Well, yeah, but, like, you don't just up and write off a character because you want to write in someone else.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. It seems like they, like, always either switch around or go with more new characters on these shows.
That's a good point.
Because they have, they have that black guy on the Arrow now. They, like, obviously...
Oh, yeah, your doppelganger.
Yeah. And, like, on The Flash, obviously, they always have new people, like, come on and stuff like that.
The new HR or Harrison Wells every season.
That, and then I was just thinking of the Elastic... What's his name? God,
oh, yeah, the Elastic guy.
Elongated Man. That's such a stupid name.
That's a really stupid name.
I don't know why. I was like, DC.
That's actually about when I stopped watching. So, like, I
really?
don't... I don't
he
know.
gets he becomes very like he becomes
I've heard
a
he becomes
regular.
really important.
He's like
yeah.
actually like cool, like you fuck with him. It's hard to get used to him though for a bit.
Yeah, because I think I watched like the first few episodes of season 4 when it was on TV,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of like, this isn't worth.
He's really
keeping up
getting
for
his
right
own
now.
like hero arc. Like he has a very devoted hero arc. That
that's good.
That they get to, and he like you see him become the Elongated Man and all that.
That's
but,
cool. The Elongated Man is a top 3 worst superhero name ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right there with Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Those fucking suck.
You've gotten to those episodes, right?
Oh yeah, I'm past those.
That was such a weird thing. I was like,
they threw that in there for the Legends.
Okay, did they? So,
yeah.
So do Hawkman and Hawkgirl come back?
I think Hawkgirl and Hawkman are like central to the Legends of Tomorrow series.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, I haven't watched it in forever.
And like the first season.
First 1 or 2 seasons.
Okay, so they fight Vandal Savage.
Yes.
Okay, so I was so confused because I was like,
what was the point of this?
Yeah, I was like, you just introduced like the strongest villain that you have ever introduced on any show on here, and then you just like let him go.
Exactly. I was like, well, and here's the thing. It's like
Cisco's girlfriend turns into a bird and flies away.
when she like jumped off the building while Cisco was up there, and she came back up with the wings, and he was like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? This is perfect for Cisco, dude.
Yeah.
I just want Cisco to find that like his love, you know.
That's actually becoming a thing. Oh, dang it! You haven't seen season 5, so
I haven't, but like I knew it would. Like
they're saying Cisco's might be leaving, like his character's leaving the show after this season. I think season 6 maybe he might not be a regular anymore. Which just because like I don't know, I feel like I don't know
the natural progression of his story seems like it's headed that way.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose so. I really wish that they didn't like get rid of Cisco, but like I'm pretty sure that they are.
But with the natural progression of the story, that's another reason I think they could have wrote off Wen in the Supergirl, because like making him become a superhero in the Legion,
it gives him a point.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Like this dude was just a guy, and all of a sudden he's a superhero fighting crime in the future. Like I
love how they teased it too. They're like, he was what does Brainy say? He's a 12th level intellect or something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, what? Like Win was like, what am I? And
he's
goes,
he's like 1.4.
Yeah.
You are a 1.4 level.
But then wasn't he like, that's actually a lot better than most?
Yeah. He's like actually that's a lot better than most.
Yeah.
I'm a 12th level intellect. There's like few between 2 and 11.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my favorite love stories in the show, I mean, in any of these shows, I loved Oliver and Felicity. I really liked Oliver and Laurel when that was actually going to try and be a thing.
Yeah.
Because I love both those characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my favorite relationship might be Kara's sister and her first love.
The Hispanic girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that's kind of funny because I couldn't remember either of their names.
I was so upset that they, like, broke that down.
They didn't need to.
Damn.
Like, why the fuck did they do that?
Yeah, I was
They
like,
were just like, alright, they built up this giant, like, this great relationship, and it's all gonna come crashing down for nothing. For naught.
Exactly. I guess for a kid, but, like, that's a pretty big deal. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal, but, like, what I'm saying,
like,
for nothing, like, why did they write that?
Yeah.
Why would you write it like that? Why do you write it so
just
that
be
Mon-El
like,
has to...
okay, down the road we can have a kid.
I also loved Kara and Mon-El. On first watch, I was not a fan of that for some reason, but on second watch, I liked it a lot.
I didn't like it until season 4, until they redeemed Mon-El, basically.
Yeah,
and I was like, holy shit.
When he came back and they had like that real love triangle between him, Kara, and his wife.
And I could see him like swaying towards Kara more and more.
I know, and I was
but it was like, you knew he was a good dude because he could feel that at the very beginning. He was like, no, I'm married.
He said, nope, I cannot
like,
do this.
It was like 30 years, right?
7.
Damn. He did a lot in 7 years, though. Like, married
7 years is a long time.
It's true, yeah. But it's just like 7 years later, he's like, I'm married. This is like very far in my past.
She was very understanding too.
Yeah, she
was. His wife, she was clutch. She was like, yo, be with her. She was like, I need to know that you're committed to me.
Yeah.
And you are clearly not. You haven't acted on it, so that's good. But
exactly. And she's like, I understand you did get thrown to the future.
And it was an arranged marriage, so like, I get it.
Your situation kind of sucked.
Yeah. But another one of my favorite dynamics, not just relationship, was between Jean Jones and his dad.
Yeah, that was rough.
That shit broke my heart.
That shit was rough.
And
like
some of my favorite writing in the show.
Seeing how it played out, where he's like kind of like struggling with who he is, and he's like, I need to go talk to my dad and have my dad, and then he's like, okay, I've learned all this from my dad. Now I know who I need to be. Then he's like, wait, I'm not that person.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, all right, I learned from my dad. I'm gonna be a peacekeeper. I'm gonna
be my dad.
Live by peace. And he's like, shit, you can't do that when you're the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
it's in the name.
Yeah, it's in the name.
I hunt men.
I never really got that, but I just kind of went with it. I'm like he's like, I am the Martian Manhunter. I'm like, aren't you like just a Martian that somebody gave the name Martian Manhunter?
I think I feel like Martian Manhunter, the way they say it like that all the time, because I'm like, did you like dub yourself Martian Manhunter?
That's what I'm saying.
But I think the way they did it is that like if you were in the like army for the Martians, the Green Martians, I think you became a Martian Manhunter.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's how that came to be. I'm not sure 100%, but that's what I've always just assumed, because I think it'd be kind of stupid if he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm the Martian Manhunter. And then later it was like, I can't be the Martian Manhunter, but then it was like, wait, I have to be the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting progression that these shows all take, because it's difficult to write these, like I said earlier, and so a lot of their problems come from intrinsic motivations, you know, like it's usually just problems within themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge trope in Supergirl.
Oh,
the entire show is basically her trying to figure out whether she's alien or human.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and it's kind of like the clearest answer is both, but it's
more complicated.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, because she is an alien, but she lived with the humans.
Yeah,
but she's also an alien.
Nature versus nurture.
It's true. Nature and nurture do have different effects on people. Whoa, my hands are covered in glitter.
That's what happens when you play with the glitter ball.
That's true. But, I don't remember the DC Legends of Tomorrow, any of the dynamics that I really enjoyed there. I love Martin Stein and Jax.
Oh my gosh, when they died, is that episode's in The Flash, right?
When they die?
Yeah.
When Robbie died.
Oh shit, no, I don't think you've gotten there yet.
Well, I feel like I know that they die, I just don't remember how.
Who dies?
I don't remember specifically. Oh. Like, that's how I know that, like, I don't know, you know?
Okay.
Because, like, what just happened at the end of season 1 is Robbie with Martin Stein flew into the... He's with
Jax now.
Jax now, right? Yeah. So if they die, I don't remember how, but I do feel like I feel like they do die.
Have you gotten to the Nazi? Oh, is that season 4? Have you gotten to the Nazi crossover? Earth X.
Yeah, Earth X. I have not gotten there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got.
Have you
our
seen
first.
it before though?
Yeah, I saw the Supergirl one because I just finished Supergirl, so I got to watch that portion of it.
What was in that portion?
I didn't really give a shit. It was one of the one-off episodes, so I was kind of scrolling through my phone the whole time. I was just kind of like, if I can't watch these all together, I'm not really gonna pay attention.
Okay.
But yeah, I think overall that the best show is probably Arrow.
The best show?
Yes, not my favorite, the best.
Why the best?
Because I feel like they do a great job at just the portrayal of these characters. I feel like they're all human, so like their problems automatically become much more human.
Yeah.
So it's easier to just like understand, basically. But like when you get to the aliens and the metahumans and stuff like that, it becomes this fictional, like really fictional reality, you know? Yeah. So it's like, I get it. But I think Arrow is just really well written, and gosh, when I think about my first time watching Arrow, I loved watching Arrow.
I loved it too. Like when I first got into it, I kind of like blazed through like maybe the first 3 seasons. But then it just kind of, like, honestly,
it does come to a simmer.
Yeah, I haven't seen the ones from probably, like, 4.5 beyond. Like, it just kind of became uninteresting, and, like...
I'm trying to remember what season 4 was, because, like you said earlier, I measure the seasons by, like, who the big bad was, so I can't remember if I think Damien Dark was season 4. And Damien Dark that was when I was kind of like, we're getting into we're getting into the territory where I'm like, these aren't like problems the Arrow should be handling. Yeah, you know,
exactly.
Like that dude can control shit with his mind.
Yeah.
There's no way, I'm sorry, that the Arrow is defeating this guy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I was like, I get that you don't want to make it a fucking guy who like shoots arrows every season, because that's just completely unrealistic. Like, first of all, who fights with a fucking bow and arrow? Like the
Oliver Queen.
Yeah, Oliver Queen, and then like they literally have him face a villain who just happens to be like as good as him with a bow and arrow.
I know,
but not quite as good as him, but as good as him.
Yeah,
because he whoops his ass the entire season until about episode 22.
Yeah. I think my favorite season of the Arrow, though, season 1 was strong. Season 1 of the Arrow was really good.
I liked Slade's season.
Slade, dude.
Slade was a fucking...
one of my favorite villains that in any universe.
Oh yeah,
like,
and the Mirakuru, and like I like that.
What's the head honcho of like the League of Assassins named?
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Dude, when Oliver Queen becomes Ra's al Ghul,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
yeah.
I was like, this dude runs the League of Assassins.
This dude runs this shit. Like, literally, Oliver Queen is Batman.
He is,
and that's why they're not doing Batman. But I feel kind of sad about that too, because like I don't feel like we've ever really gotten a good like live action Batman, or like Batman
besides the
TV
Dark Knight.
show.
Oh
like,
yeah,
no, not counting the movies.
Well, I think part of that is that like it's like who owns it,
yeah,
who the rights.
It's a movie character.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
If you're gonna do Batman, you're gonna do a movie. Like just like if you're gonna.
They
do
shouldn't
Superman.
though. They should They should do TV shows.
That's what I'm saying. Like TV shows are so much like
I wish they just
TV
do
shows I think I like TV shows a lot better than movies.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy like it took me a long time to get there, but I got to a point where I was like, I will 10 times out of 10 if you show me a movie or a TV show and you're like, watch one of these, I'm probably going to go with the TV show.
Exactly. It's like
it's easier to digest.
It's easier to digest. The story plays out more fully. Like
and that's the thing. Like my obsession with TV shows has almost ruined movies for me.
Oh yeah.
Because like every time I watch a movie now, I'm like, I didn't quite get it. Like I'm like,
and I used to be like, why do movies like show just so little? Like it's really only a snapshot, but it's like it has to be, and two, like when you're writing a TV show, you can really build the world. With a movie, you just have those 2 hours.
It's just supposed to be implied that the world's like that. You know?
Exactly.
And that's why I'm impartial to TV shows, is because like the world building aspect of it is so much more entertaining, and the building of characters and all of that. Like it's always more well played out, and that's why like trilogies and like sagas of movies are entertaining because like you get the chance to see these universes play out.
Exactly.
And that's why that's dope.
Yeah.
If you can make a good like standalone movie and I watch it and I go, holy shit, you did good.
You did good. You did
like really fucking good.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot for a movie for me to be like, yeah,
that
was awesome.
That was awesome. Fuck yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, I love the Arrowverse. Yeah. They do shit right.
They do shit right. Superheroes.
They do shit right.
TV shows.
Superhero TV shows.
Superhero TV shows.
TV shows of superheroes.
TV shows of
heroes that are super. Shows on the TV of heroes that are super. Remembering swimming a year later. Rest in peace to Mac Miller.
R.I.P.
On August 2nd, it was the 1-year anniversary of the release of his last album, Swimming. What an album.
What an album.
I loved that album, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember when it came out last August. Literally, like, I just didn't listen to anything else for a while.
Oh, I didn't either.
Like, I was like, this is a fucking masterpiece. Like, literally.
It was beautiful.
There was, like, with albums, I usually can get the songs down in, like, a week, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which songs I like and stuff like that. For Swimming, I remember I didn't actually, like, really get the songs down until maybe September or October because I wouldn't listen to it by song. That would just like
You'd
start
cycle
it at
through
the beginning.
the entire thing.
Yeah, and just let it play. And
that's
I was
what
like,
I did.
It's just kind of like I wasn't even looking at the song names or anything. I was just listening to it, and I was like, this shit is just so fucking good through and through.
I remember when I really start like because that's what I did too. Mm-hmm. So when I went back and tried to start building playlists around it, I didn't know what songs were my favorite.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I ended up adding like that entire album to playlists and then just adding other songs to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still not great with associating the sounds for the song titles now. Like like I can recognize what song title it is and maybe if I want to hear it at that moment, but like usually I'm like don't know.
Dude, I love that song.
I don't know what that one sounds like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like even in this moment, like I know I love that song.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't even really tell you how it goes.
It's weird because like that album too, just really I felt like it all like fit together so well. Like
God,
each song on there,
so good.
It was just like
if you were gonna listen to one song, you should listen to it front to back.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I just feel like everything is like going together, like the sounds, like the samples, and
saying I want change,
everything.
But I ain't the same.
Yeah, and what was your favorite song?
That's so difficult.
It is difficult.
Right off top, I love Dunno.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hurt Feelings a lot. Come Back to Earth.
Yeah, Come Back to Earth is probably, like, I don't want it to be mine, but I think it's mine. Just because, like, I don't know. I'd, like, literally, like, I would wake up in the morning and, like, be like, all right, what am I going to listen to? It's 9 in the morning, and it's just like,
I gotta listen to Swimming.
Why not start with this?
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
Every single day. Like, I remember when I was down at Mizzou, and just every day when I was walking to class, I'd be trying to figure out what the vibe was for my walk to class at sunrise. So I was like, I gotta go swimming.
You gotta
every
go
morning,
swimming. Yeah.
Every morning I'm listening to this album on my way to class. Like, I mean, like, you can't talk about Swimming without 2009.
No. Oh no, you can't.
Dude,
you can't.
That song.
Yeah, that one just
one breaks my heart every time I listen to it.
I remember it's actually not that one. Like the song that haunted me the most after he died was
So It Goes. Oh, Self-Care, yes.
The flip on the back end of that song.
Ooh.
I was like, like why did he write this? Like damn, like this shit like it doesn't make sense cuz he's that's when he's talking about like he's like in oblivion or something like that.
Yes.
And he was like
in my own way it feels like living an alternate reality. I was drowning but now I'm swimming. I was like
oh damn, like bruh, rest in peace.
Dude, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I love So It Goes.
So It Goes.
Where he's like, you got the world in the palm of your hands, you still might drop it.
And everyone trying to
reach inside your pocket. Oh, it's so good.
I like the small worlds too.
So
the world
good.
is so small till it ain't.
Yes, the world is so small till it ain't. Jet Fuel.
Jet Fuel.
But I never run out of jet fuel.
Yes, man. That shit
I mean, every song on it.
every
it's
song.
so good.
Like, you just make me like this is making me want to listen to that album.
Oh, we have
like,
to.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? You know? God, it's so good. What's the use?
What's the use?
What's the use? Wings, Ladders, Conversation Part 1. We've named every song on it now.
Every song is good. Like I don't. Oh, Perfecto.
Perfecto. Yes.
Perfecto. That one is good. Have you said what's the use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt Feelings was produced by J. Cole.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew that they had worked together in production, but I didn't know that he like actually did a song on swimming.
Yeah, it was Hurt Feelings. Ah, so good.
Yeah, that album was really just like I think it honestly like I feel like it's a lot of what Tyler's Igor was to Mac Miller.
I was about to say that earlier.
Like it like you consistently saw him develop like his albums and his sound, and it like its natural endpoint is swimming. Like whereas I feel like Tyler's natural endpoint with his sound to this point so far has been Igor, which is like great that you can do that with an album and kind of like evolve yourself to like the
and
tipping point.
It's not just evolving really. It's like he's building. Like, you're building upon something every single time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, obviously it is evolving because you're not the same. But, like, you just keep getting better and better and better. And, like, the fact that Swimming was his last album released a month before he... a month before he died. God.
I know, it sucks. It was so confusing to me too because I was like, it seems like
he was doing good.
Yeah, but like it also kind of revealed that it's not a, you know, you can win as many battles as you want, but you still may not have won the war. You know what I mean?
You can have the world in the palm of your hands. You still might drop it.
Yep. Damn. But like, it's like, why does you have to say that shit? Like,
I don't know. I'm about to cry. I'm really not okay.
But it's
right
like
now.
with anyone dealing with the sorts of things that he was dealing with, it's not like you can be better and still like trip. You know what I mean? And like still like end up falling. And with that type of problem with drug addiction, it's you're always that one pill, like that one whatever from like ODing, and like it just happened to be that time.
God, I remember when I read the news that he died.
Oh yeah.
I was with Kelsey and Rashiel, and I look at my phone.
I think we talked about this in the podcast.
I don't care. I'm gonna talk about it again. And I just looked at my phone. I go, and they're like, "What's up?" And I go, "Mac Miller just died." I was just like in complete shock, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's so sad." And then they just kept moving on. I was like,
and you're like, guys,
I was
wait.
like, I'm gonna go down to my room. I forgot something. As soon as I got out the door, I was like,
oh fuck.
I was like, God damn it.
I was like, this is fucking terrible. I was walking back from class, and I remember like I saw it, like it pop up on my screen. And I was literally like walking back to my dorms, and I just stopped, and I was just like, there were like people walking. I was like,
yeah, my parents checked in on me for a few days after that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were like, you okay? You doing all right?
I was just like, wait.
I was like, no.
Now? No. Wait.
Cause like you listen. Like I just said, I was listening to Swimming every day.
I was so confused. Yeah, and like honestly, for me, I didn't even really get into Mac until 2016. So like, I wasn't heavy into him like his entire career or anything. So like, him releasing Swimming, I was just like, yes, this dude is it. Like, what the like? This is like, if anything proves it, it's this. And then like a month later, I'm just like, he had like so much more. Like,
I know.
Like,
God, he was 26.
26. That is young.
That's so
very young.
Gosh. A legend, though.
Yeah.
A legend for sure. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. Next segment.
Gotta go, Mom. I'm sorry. God. Oh, hey. No, I'm kidding.
Why?
I don't know. It popped into my head, and I was like, I can only do it. It's now or never.
All right, well, tonight's episode of Euphoria was the season finale.
Yes, indeed.
It was a moment.
It was something.
It was crazy. Like, just so fucking intense.
Yeah, the whole way through, too.
Yo, like, the back, like, I think it was, like, the last 15 minutes, but it felt like the last 30 minutes.
It honestly did.
Were, like, I felt like one song was playing for, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And the entire time I was just like...
I know.
Because, like, I thought Fezco was gonna die.
I thought somebody was gonna
Euphoria
die.
and Jules were gonna get hit by a bus. I thought so much shit was gonna happen, and then, like, barely anything happened.
Yeah. Shit. That's kind of how these shows go, you know. They always want they want to build it up, but then it's like, when is it all going to come crashing down? And it doesn't always do that at the end of one season.
It doesn't. I mean, like, I really thought that we were really going to tie up some bows here.
Tie up some bows, yeah. We only really kind of loosened a lot of the bows a little more, and
yeah, because like, I'm confused as to why Jules left.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was Rue's idea, like, an hour before that. And then Jules was like, nah, like, this is it for me.
Yeah.
You brought it up, I'm gone.
But, like, I don't know, like, it is weird, but I also feel like Rue's, like, she could have gone. Like, it's not necessarily they couldn't, like, go back. Like, it was just kind of like...
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was one train ticket.
Yeah, like, it was just like,
you can come back.
Dip real quick, you know? Just say fuck it for a while, you know? Like, I can understand, you know, people being worried, but that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, why?
Why?
I don't know why she left, just so, like, abruptly.
Yeah, it was a really random thing. I was kind of confused about that.
But, like, also it wasn't random. Like, this is something that Jules seems to be, like she's always wanted.
Yeah.
So it's like, you get it.
But it's,
like,
yeah, which is weird, because they were, like, she asked the 3 questions. Rue asked Jules the 3 questions. She was just like, do you love her or whatever? Do you love
are
me?
you in love with Anna?
Yeah, and then she was like, do you wish I was different? And I feel like that's, like, the thing that's coming between them is, like, Rue isn't the type of person necessarily for someone like Jules, but they don't want to realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And her asking, like, do you want to run away? That's something that Jules would want to do, not necessarily Rue.
What Rue would want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's just saying that to kind of, like, you know, do what she always does and be close to Jules or whatever.
Yeah, she wants to please Jules.
Yeah.
Always wants to make her happy.
Exactly.
But then she was like, yo, this ain't make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went home and did drugs.
Knew it was going to come.
Yeah, we called that.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too hard to not predict, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like in a situation like that, obviously. See, that's why it would suck to have to, like, go through rehab and, like, do all that and, like, try to go clean, because it's, like, one fuck up and it's just like, well, my streak's done.
Yeah.
Means
like,
nothing now.
Like, did
Starting
all that.
at 0. Zilch. Tanks on E.
All right. Let's just move on.
Bottom of the glass.
Oh my god. I don't know why that was funny.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But one of my favorite moments of this episode was when at the very beginning before the title screen.
Yeah.
When Rue was thinking about what she'd like to do to Nate.
Yeah.
And she's standing there shooting his on fire body.
Yeah.
I was like, this is all anybody ever wanted.
Yeah.
You know? This is all anybody wants. They
just
want...
standing there like a G.
She was just like, ba, 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 ba. And it just kept going. She was like, ba,
Yeah.
ba, ba. And then Jules is like, what a fucking pussy. And I was like, this is perfect.
I know, it really is.
This is the best.
That was cool. I like how they have those little, like, funny, like, corny scenes where they're just,
like
random
cutaways.
offshoots where it's just like, you know what, fuck it, we did it because we could.
Yeah, exactly. But there was
You know, you
some some really intense, serious shit in this episode.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, they Cassie got her abortion.
Yeah.
Which was devastating to watch with all the other parallels happening
And
at the same time.
the song.
Dude, the music in this episode
My
was
body
like
is
overwhelming.
a cage. I was just like, oh shit.
it was just overwhelming.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was like it went from song to song to song.
yeah,
to
like
song.
the last like 30 minutes of that episode did not have much dialogue.
Yeah,
at all.
and the weird thing about it is they always pick songs that are specifically relevant for what's happening on screen.
Yeah.
So it's like I've never seen a show kind of put together in that way where they're using the songs to kind of drive the story, and like that's really a cool thing.
Gosh, it was when Rue was walking home and she had that giant montage of memories.
Yeah.
God, that led to her going home and doing drugs. That was devastating. Dude.
I wonder if that's like the compromise.
What? How do you mean?
Well, you know, they showed a lot of the scenes where she's like, "Fuck it, I'm leaving." She's like, "Get out!" Like she's telling her to get out.
Yeah.
It's like the good and the bad or whatever. So it's like you got one on each hand, and then it's like leaving. It's like
it's actually more difficult than she thought it would be.
And she's like leaving, so she's like, "Okay, I won't actually leave, but I'm gonna do drugs."
Yeah, so she's mentally escaping.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like she's kind of deflecting and like pursuing internal, like she's trying to rationalize her emotions through her actions in some way, and that's becoming the problem.
Deep, so deep.
Way deeper than I intended. I'm almost tired of thinking about it right now.
Yeah, that's rough, man. But
that's what this show is.
That dance and song number at the end.
That was interesting.
That Zendaya was singing.
I like
Bro,
that.
that shit was beautiful.
For like just like to end it, to cap the entire season, it's just
like this is just what's going on in her head.
Yeah, that shit's dope.
That was dope. That was seriously
and unexpected,
cool.
Very unexpected.
One character that I didn't expect to get a happy ending to the season that got a seemingly really good ending was Ethan.
My boy.
Ethan,
you want to get the fuck out of here?
He said, "Want to get the fuck out of here."
You want to get the fuck out
and
of here?
Lexi was like, "Nah." Cassie was like, "What did you say?" She was like, "I started to say something, and then I ended with saying something else, but she knows what I mean."
I was just thinking about that. I was like, that's something that like I might say fucked up and be like, okay, but I'm saying like complete sentences, so it's okay. And people just like look at me and be like, well, he's saying complete sentences.
They're like, he has a point.
He has a point.
But yeah, this is I mean, just overall, I'm overwhelmed. This episode was a lot.
Yeah, I've never seen a show at all really that's made me feel quite like this show has.
Oh, never. And I don't even necessarily think I like the show. Like, I don't like the way I feel when I'm watching it. I don't like anything that has to do with it, but the show's good.
Yeah. It's weird because like in that sense, like I think about it, I'm like, okay, where does Euphoria stack up? And I'm like, I don't rank this above like a lot of shows.
Not yet. I think I could eventually.
Yeah.
It's on a path, but it's that, like artistically I will
this
think
isn't a show
amazing.
Where I'm like, now I want to go back and watch it again.
Oh,
like, you know,
I have little interest in ever rewatching this. But I'm going to when season 2 is about to come out.
Yeah, you have to.
Obviously. I mean, I have to.
But
I'll take it week by week again. I'm not binging this shit.
No, that would be detrimental to your mental health.
That's just an emotional binge.
Oh, man, but that's honestly like the point of binging, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. You bring up a good point. At least then I wouldn't be spreading the sorrow out.
Yeah, you'd be consolidating the sorrow. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You know what? Fuck it. One day.
One day, you could.
Sit down for 8 hours.
It's 8 hours. It's not that bad.
Not that bad. I've done it before. Not
proud
proud
of
of it, but I've done it before.
Like, no, I've totally done that, like, a few times.
Oh, me too. Yeah. I'm not proud of it.
I'm not proud
like
of it either, you know?
But I've definitely done it.
It happens. In the life of the Penny Bloom podcast, it's what it calls for.
These things happen.
We can't talk about these things, you know, just like,
out
of our asses.
We speak from experience, people. But I will not be for.
Just
I will
a
not.
random Obama voice. Like,
we will not.
Like,
we will not. We speak from experience, people. It's what we do. Zendaya, another great performance tonight. And salt the earth behind you.
Yes. Thank President Barack Obama.
Of course. But yeah, it's this season was crazy.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of ups and downs, and
The Nate and Maddie story from this episode was
Nate just
Nate.
fucking,
Dude, Nate.
he's one of those dudes where I'm just like, it just pains me so much to see him because I'm just like,
he's almost reached Joffrey level
yes,
of like how much I hate him.
yeah, it's bad because it's just like, oh my god, he's just a fuck. Like, I can't even explain how he's a fuck in non-offensive terms.
Like like that's how much of a fuck he is.
Yeah, I just don't know how else to put it.
And his dad's a fuck.
The guy's like just not a great guy.
What I do like about his dad though is that when Maddie was walking out and he was like, I know what my son is, and she was like, this whole family's so fucking weird, and he's like, I'm not defending him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't fuck with what he did,
like,
but I know what he did.
Yeah.
And sadly, I understand.
Exactly.
Like, that's like, and like, it's shitty, so shitty, but like, at least he's a little self-aware.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's, I don't want to say it's worse when you aren't self-aware, but like, if you are self-aware, at least you've at least had the thought to change it.
Yeah.
Like, to try.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's clear that his dad has, with like the last few weeks when he cried about it, saying like, does this affect our kids even when they don't know about it and stuff like that. So like, there's a tiny sliver of good that wants to protect his family.
Yeah, there is. Honestly, I just think he's more mature. He's
just a more like grown Nate.
Yeah, and probably smarter.
Oh yeah,
Obviously stronger.
dude's maniacal as fuck.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
But that's why I feel like at first it was kind of like, if you're gonna be like me, be like me. Like,
yeah,
I don't like, people don't know my real nature. Like, I don't expose it. And he's like, you're going around fucking choking girls at carnivals. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
Like,
he's like, dude, I don't do this shit in public.
But yeah, and it's weird because he knows ultimately he has to have something to do with why his son is the way that he is.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I feel like that's a crazy feeling to have to face as a parent. I wouldn't understand it, obviously. But
Yeah,
like,
being not a parent.
being not a parent, if I must say so myself.
Yeah, I'm not a parent.
Me either.
Yeah, that's something we have in common.
Yeah. You know, it's wild.
It is wild, but
Small world.
it's a small world after all, huh? Neither me or Tavares has kids. What are the chances?
Like, we're 18, or I'm 18.
I'm 19.
Damn.
I'm a whole year later than you, and I don't have
Holy
kids.
shit.
That's just a whole nother year.
That's
like, I
crazy.
could have had a kid, and I didn't.
Wow. What are the chances?
What in the world?
Penny Bloom. It works.
What are the what? What? How does that? Oh my god, this is a disaster. This is how every Euphoria breakdown goes too. We get so sidetracked and act so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't say that I disagree there. But
that's the beauty of it.
I also liked the scene when Rue confronted Nate and was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
fuck
she's
with
just
me."
straight shooting as fuck. Like, she was just kind of like
her
all
and Fezco were meant to be best friends.
Oh
Like,
my
that
god,
was
yeah, no.
a match made in
I wish
heaven,
I
except
wish
for
they
the
had
fact that
more
he
on
deals
screen.
drugs and she's addicted to them.
I wish they had more on-screen time together
I
when
know.
Rue was off drugs.
Me too, because I think it would have been tough to be around Fezco.
Yeah, well, obviously, I understand why, but it was kind of like I didn't get to see as much of Fezco.
Yeah, it kind of sucked.
Because he was a relatively big part of the first 2.5 episodes. Or so.
Yeah, for sure. It's Fezco's. Why did he rob that guy?
He needed money, I'm assuming.
Well,
he
yeah.
had to flush his drugs, and he had to pay
Oh,
Mouse.
he had to pay Mouse. Yeah, that's right.
So
I
I'm
forgot
thinking
about that.
he needed to pull that off to have the money. But
Damn, man, that scene might have hit me harder than most of the other shit that happened in the episode. When he was beating the shit out of that guy with the gun while his kid was watching.
That was fucking.
That
but like
destroyed
that
me.
to me was speaking to kind of like that whole thing where it's like, say it or it's what shit? How does the fucking saying go? Do as I
say,
do
not
as I
as I
say,
do.
not as I do, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was kind of his message to Rue. He was like,
Yo, like, I know what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
it's another case of the self-awareness. He's like, I'm not doing shit that's good, but, like,
And then it's like when you see like him beating this dude down and his son watching, he's kind of like, are you just a bad image? Like,
yeah, like what? And he's not like.
He's a good dude, but I don't think that means he's not a bad image.
That's a good point.
Because like, being a good person, you have to recognize that every action you do influences. You know, like whatever it may be, you could be like anybody could be around you, but they take something from
what you
do. Yeah. So it's like you can't just like think these things are happening randomly. Like,
gosh, and what's crazy is like we'll probably never see that kid again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was just to point out that like these.
But that's a formative experience.
Exactly, and that's what's crazy, and like I think that's part of what they were probably like trying to do there is like this kid's gonna have. This is gonna stick with this kid.
Yeah.
But you'll never hear about what happened.
Exactly.
Like it's just part of it. And that's crazy.
It is.
TV show has never done that to me before.
This show is fucking wild.
I don't get it.
I was literally like holding my breath when he was like with the mouse scene.
Oh my god! And then they just ended
cut it off. Like cut it off for good.
Dude,
like,
when they zoomed in on his face, they'd been zooming in on his face for a good 10 seconds. Yeah. I thought he was gonna at least say nah, pop, or like yeah let's go, or something like that. But then it just zoomed in on his face, and then it cut away, and I was like, I threw my hands in the air.
And like they just zoomed in on his homie counting the money with blood on it, and you're just like, what is he gonna think of that? Like, is that cool? Like, still money?
Is he gonna be like, oh, dope? So you got this in you, cool? Or is he gonna be like, hey, you didn't sell anything?
Yeah, like exactly.
But like, what's the problem?
I can't imagine that. Like, as long as he gets his money, like it's like he gave the drugs away already. Like they were intended to be gone.
It was good to see that Fezco didn't get locked up.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things so far in this. Yeah, I mean, they must have ended up being able to flush everything.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how. It looked like there was a mountain of pill bottles they didn't get to go through.
Yeah, they had a lot of fucking drugs.
Yeah, but dude, this show is just so overwhelming.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if I can do another season. I will. I don't know if I can.
You don't know if you should.
That too.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna watch it.
It probably won't come out for a while though.
Probably not.
Which is sad.
I mean, it got confirmed pretty early in the season, so they'll probably be scheduling a little sooner.
But I mean, you watch the first 2 episodes, like, confirm the shit. Like,
oh yeah. You watch the first 2 episodes, it's like, this is too good. Like, there's no way. It's an HBO series. Exactly. They're probably gonna pick it up again.
Yeah.
It's a moneymaker. There's a ton of great actors and actresses in it. It was set. Like,
exactly.
Ugh, so good. And Labyrinth, the guy who does the music for the show, fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah, so
dude,
good.
The music is crazy.
That dude has a very good musical taste.
Well, he does a lot of the songs that were in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he makes them for the show.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. He does shit right.
I'll have to look him up.
Gonna have to. He's 1/3 of musical group LSD with Sia and Diplo.
Did not even know they were in a group together.
It's pretty dope. They got a few good songs.
I should check them out too.
You shall. But yeah, Euphoria was great. Great season of television. Anything else you want to say about it? No? We good? Then I guess this is the Penny Bloom podcast signing off for the night.
Penny Bloom.
Penny Bloom. Follow us at Penny Bloom Podcast on Twitter. Nope. At Penny Bloom Pod on Twitter. At Penny Bloom Podcast on Instagram.
I thought you were going to say Gmail for some reason. I was like, why the fuck are you giving out our email?
I mean, if you want to email us, pennybloom.podcast@gmail.com.
Hey,
hit us up.
Hit us up. Inbox open.
Yeah, I mean, we could do like a little chat thing if you want.
I am,
yeah. We got AOL Instant Messaging. All right, well, peace, love, and bloom. Shout out to Keanu Reeves. Love you, man.
You're the GOAT.
Yeah, bye.